Hi team, hi guys, how's it all going? Hope you're all alright. I thought I might talk to you a little bit about the woods that I always go walking in. And I don't know if you can see it. See like there, there. And then I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, there's like a curb that runs all the way along there. This used to be like a little track for like those small little jeeps, and apparently, from what I know so far, there was an American settlement that was here during World War II, I believe. I think it was World War II. Look, it was like part of the drainage systems, or the foundations, or the drainage systems. Because I don't know how you're going to build a house across there. That tree's like 150 years old. But no, there's loads of little places like that, and you can't quite see, but far over there, there's like these two old pillars, made from like just brick and mortar and stuff like that. So nothing too like ancient, but it's definitely like 80 years old. And it's yeah, and you can see there's like sort of like quite a large path that would have eventually gone up to the top, and there would have been a road all the way through and going all the way through here. Obviously it's all been well overgrown over in that distance over there. But yeah, Americans set up here. And also, from my knowledge, I am going to be doing a bit more historic sort of stuff about like reviews of like, you know, old woodlands and heritage sites and you name it. But yeah, I'm going to be having a little talk with you guys about the history of this place. So, as you may have known, I mean, obviously woodlands around in the UK are absolutely ancient, all connected by mycelial networks, which are one of the largest forms of life in the world, because they can span for like hundreds and hundreds of square kilometers. And yeah, so like all this woodland has been here for like pretty much ever. Like millions and millions and millions of years. And there was also talks of Romans. There was Roman settlements that used to like be right in the middle of the woods, or just, you know, sort of everywhere. You can't really find any sort of evidence of it, but from the locals nearby, a lot of them are dead now, but this is what they told my mother. They were saying that yeah, they used to like go out here and find like old spears heads, and like some people had found like parts of like shields and shit. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like Romans were up here thousands of years ago. And then yeah, so this is called Nightingale Woods, not Toothill Woods like I keep calling it, but that's just what me and my mates called it. And yeah, so there's a lot of history here. So you have like the Americans who are here, and according to some of the other locals, they said that this entire woodland, all here and all up there, which I go for walks on, you know, in a little bit, I'll get there, there is like, first of all, hundreds and hundreds of craters, and you know, the whole land is like flat, and then massive dip. That's where like they had rigged up a whole load of lights, like sort of fairy lights, but just, you know, big bulbs strung across the trees to fool the Germans in the Blitz. And apparently, yeah, because they turned off all of Southampton's lights and they lit up all of this area with lights, trying to fool them. But obviously, you know, the Germans weren't stupid. They still bombed over here because they thought, well, that's probably just like, you know, people living up here. But they still absolutely demolished Southampton. That's why it's such a fucking hole in the ground at the moment. And yeah, but anyway, really interesting little facts, like just trying to do like a little decoy. So I guess it might have saved Southampton a little bit from being too demolished, even though there's very rare. There's only a very few standing relics from like the 1600s, like Bargate, the old the gate to the walls of Southampton, which used to be what secluded everyone else off from Southampton to, like, you know, protect us and shit. But yeah, interesting, very, very interesting place. And I need to talk a bit more about other things that have gone up here. Now this is speculation, this is pure speculation, but there was meant to have been witch trials up here, and you know the tree that I always go past, yeah, there's been many hangings from that, not just like suicides or things like that, but that's why I find it such like a bad kind of vibe. And you know, there's like a lot of death energy surrounding that area, so it's like poisoned with, I don't know, bad energy, bad juju. You know, I love my metaphysics and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I always get bad feelings about it. Just like so there's another little story before I get to the place where I want to show you. There's a little story of my mum, which, you know, I did sort of tell you about in one of my other videos, but I didn't really go into full detail about it. We have this holiday home in Wales, and it is very much ancient. It is like built in the late 1700s or mid 1700s. It used to be a bakery, and it's an old thatched cottage. You know, it looks nice, and the area where it's in is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But ever since I was a little kid, I was like 5-6 years old, and I used to wake up in the middle of the night. I had night terrors as a kid. Haven't had them in a very long time, but I'd wake up and I would see these little gnomes just on the windowsill, outside of the window, like trying to, like, being all mischievous, like trying to knock on the window, when it was probably rain pattering down. But I don't know, I was adamant that it was some evil little gnomes. And so these evil little gnomes, they would bother me every single night. They would wake me up. I would, like, basically start crying and screaming. My father would come down, like, whenever we'd go up, you know, we'd go up there for like a nice little holiday, and it was my idea of hell. And my father would come down because I'm kicking and screaming like, what the fuck's that on the bloody windowsill? It's gnomes, like evil gnomes, like you can only see silhouettes of them with horrible little eyes, like piercing white eyes. They used to like really terrify me. And I always used to have, like, I used to sleepwalk as a kid as well, and they would guide me into the kitchen, and this kitchen was terrifying. I don't know what it was about it, I couldn't put a pin on it, but I think the one thing that made me think this place is cursed, it was the red tiles that they had. They were like, I swear they were from like the 1800s. And these red tiles I found used to make me, you know, you get that sort of trypophobia feeling where, like, you see those holes and you just say like, no, that's exactly the feeling I got with these things, with these tiles in the kitchen. And I would have to have got up and gone down this little corridor, and then you go down these two little steps and you're there just in the kitchen. And the amount of times I would wake up in the middle of the floor in the kitchen, fucking thing. Look at this cunt. That, you motherfucker, you've broken my toe now. That really hurt. Anyway, so I'd wake up, like most nights, that's a growing pain. Ooh, So I'd wake up on this fucking haunted devil floor, and make my way back to bed, wake up again, saying that the gnomes were at the window. I'm screaming and kicking. My dad comes down, he's there like, what is it? I was like, there's gnomes at the window. You know, fucking gnomes. And so he was there, there's nothing there. And, you know, my dad, he's like blind as a bat when it comes to like anything paranormal. Even if I see like what I think is a UFO, which is probably like a satellite or something, I'm like, look at that. Fucking look at that weird thing, it's proper bright, and then all of a sudden it's gone. It's just a satellite probably. And he's there like, what is it? I can't see it. I'm like, that. Anyway, so he would you know, rest assure me that everything's fine, until I got to a certain point where I was like, you know what, I've had enough of this place. I ended up, I think, throwing a tantrum, and so I ended up having to come home. I was like, thank God for that. And I've only ever been up there twice since. Both other times have been horrible times. I've always had nightmares up there when I was like in my adult phase. Anyway, so my mother, you know, she loves this place. She's not too privy to metaphysical stuff like that, and she didn't really care. She loved it. She was in love with the place. It was in the middle of Wales, nice and idyllic and peaceful, and so she decided to move up there for 4 months, 5 months. After her being there for about 3 months, these little gnomes tripped her down the stairs, not once but twice, one night after the other night, breaking both of her arms in the worst places ever. So I blame it on the little fucking evil gnomes. Little cunts. And yeah, so I was just there like, Mum, you need to come back home now, because they're literally, whatever it is, it's trying to kill you. And it was honestly terrifying. I was just like, Mum, what are you doing up there? Please come back. You're coming back home now, where it's not so haunted. Not so haunted. You know, I say that with emphasis, not so haunted. So I've got a story about that as well, which a lot of my friends know. Is Jack the Ghost. But he's a funny little story. He's a good one, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, so that was with my experience recently with my mum being tripped over. Well, I mean, you know, it was probably an accident. It was probably just coincidence, but twice in a row. One after like one day you did it, with the second day you did it, she did it rather, and yeah, absolutely fucked her over. But yeah, these woods, I always get a good feel about them until I get to this point, and it starts to get a bit more heavier, and it may seem like I'm going to go a little bit spiritual and a bit nuts, but in fact I always say that around here. Yeah, it's a shame that society always just like automatically deems you to be fucking crazy as soon as you start talking about feelings that you have. So, well, it seems as though love is like the only feeling which is insane, which is deemed to be acceptable. What about the eerie, awful feeling that I'm getting right now as I walk closer and closer to this tree with the old fucking branch going out perfectly at a horizontal angle, 90-degree angle, and people used to be hung from that. Supposedly witches were, but I'm not too sure how true that is. I would need to do a deep dive. But yeah, it's something my sister used to always tell me, and it's just like oh. And obviously Sleepy Hollow matey lives there, and he's just gonna swallow me up any moment. But rest in peace, God bless, fair play, stay blessed. Yeah, and this fucking nice little seat for people just to chill out, and they're just there like, yeah, this is nice, have a nice little picnic. Meanwhile, there's just like a ghost from like Sixth Sense. Only Sixth Sense boy can see it, but there'd be like 158 people just right there. Anyway, it's a really nice woods otherwise, but I do get bad feelings about this place. Not only does the tree look scary, but it just, I don't know, it just gives off a really bad vibe. People accept that, don't they? Like, having bad vibes. You get bad vibes about someone. So I think it's perfectly normal to have a bad vibe about a tree and about certain places and certain things and energies that it gives off that you can't necessarily see with your own stupid blind eyes. No offence to people who are actually blind. Oh god, I always dig myself holes. But I mean, like, even people that can see, in fact I'd say that blind people can see a lot better. I don't mean disrespect, oh my god, I'm digging myself a hole again. But they're able to pick up on other senses, because your eyes do deceive you. Like always, people always say like, oh, I only believe in what I see with my bare eyes. So yeah, well, you do realise like a fraction of a percent of what is in the electromagnetic spectrum is actually the visible light spectrum. The rest of it's all like fucking microwaves, gamma rays, radio waves, bloody ultraviolet rays, and like And then you've got like the spectrum that goes on in infinity either way of the visible spectrum. So, you know, I don't know why people are so like ignorant to the fact that there could be more to what is out here. So, yeah. Anyway, believe in those gut instincts. This is just sort of like a little talk about the forest that I go in. It's a really nice forest, lovely, and it goes on for miles and miles in every direction, but I just don't really explore much else, which I will. I'm going to soon. But anyway, I've been talking for 15 minutes. I'm very sorry, but I just thought I'd talk to you about it, and it's just nice. And I guess a little update for those that follow me for that, and I might be watching to the end. Hiya legends, love you. All you guys. Oh, there's a nice little. Oh, he saw me, ran away. Nice little. Looked like a muntjac actually, a very small deer. But yeah, an update. I'm feeling good. I don't want to go back home. I came out here for a walk with Mitch, and then I was just like, I'm going to stay out here. I'm just going to walk around a little bit longer because I wanted to do some camping tonight. And depend on what the vibe is like when I get home, because my dad is being very like overbearing. Gosh, just thinking about it, I'm just like, oh no. But grateful. Got a job. I'm gonna have some money. Exciting times to come. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Even though every now and then I'm there like, oh, I feel like shit. What do I do with my life? And I'm like, I know what I'm doing with my life. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself, you fucking idiots. With love. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now, and Sam out. I love you all lots very much, and if you got this far, like and subscribe. Always forget to ask, but hey ho. Have a beautiful day. Much love, your boy Sam. See you later, pixies.